Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this June the 9th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody had a great Friday out there so far. Hope everybody's having a great Friday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay. In today's video, we'll talk about your forecast for Saturday and Sunday. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation. Also, we're going to take a look at the watches, warning, and advisory map for your locations. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center overview and a few other products they offer. And also take a look at the National Hurricane Center tropical weather page for the tropics over the next 48 hours. And I took a sneak peek at the 7-day forecast, and I will let you know about that at the end of the broadcast. Okay. If you're a new viewer and have not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and also continue to watch the whole thing. And that way you'll get a chance to see all my forecasts and what I offer in my videos. And if you like what you see, smash that subscribe button. Love to have you. If you like daily weather forecast content, smash that subscribe button, and you're in. You into my forecast channel, and you get my daily forecast twice a day. I've been doing this here forecasting for ever since January, and it's June already, and I'm still going strong with the page. So, and my channel, consider subscribing. Most of y'all out there should know who I am by now. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Love to have you. And if anybody out there that knows anybody that would love to join my forecast channel, tell them to smash that subscribe button, and they get my daily forecast twice a day. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks, and let's dive on into the forecast here. Okay, here we go, rocking and rolling. Alright, we got shower storm over here just east of Montreal, Toronto, Canada, back into New York State, northern Pennsylvania, back into New Hampshire, all the way up into Maine, also around just north of New York City. Might get some shower and thunderstorm activity for your Saturday. Also, we got high pressure dominating Toronto, Canada area, back to portion of Michigan, portion of Indiana, portion of Kentucky and Tennessee, down into portion of Georgia, all of South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, over toward Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, also down to around New York and southern Pennsylvania there as well, and western New York. And shower and thunderstorm activity stretching all the way from portions of South Florida and the Florida Keys, all the way into portions of Atlanta, Georgia area, back to Oklahoma, also back into central and southeast Texas, including Houston and Dallas area, all the way back into Oklahoma, back to Colorado, all the way back to Nevada, back into portion of California, Northern California, also back into portion of eastern Oregon, also back toward Vancouver, Canada, southern Canada there as well. Also around the Seattle, Washington vicinity there as well, Montana, South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Also around the Great Lakes region up and toward the Michigan area as well, and surrounding states. We have some yellow and red slashed area down here with portions of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. We have some flash flooding possible in the red. The yellow is severe weather possible in that vicinity. Up here across portions of Missouri, also in the portion of western Illinois, and Iowa, and eastern Nebraska, and northeast Kansas. Flash flooding and heavy rain is possible in that vicinity. Also over here in portions eastern Wyoming, all the way into portion of Montana, portion of southwestern South Dakota, and northwestern Nebraska as well for heavy rain and flash flooding possible. Also, we got high pressure dominating areas just mixed precipitation just west of Denver. Also mixed precipitation up here in portion of Wyoming, southern Montana, and a little bit over here in California. High pressure dominating Arizona, New Mexico, portion of Texas, all the way down in the state of Mexico. Also in the Gulf of California there as well. Also over here in portions of San Francisco, Los Angeles, you might be getting in some shower and thunderstorm activity. And also up here in western Oregon, a little bit of dry weather expected there for your Saturday. Alright, now let's take a look at your forecast for Sunday. As you can see, we got dry conditions over pretty much most of Maine and New Hampshire and northern portion of Vermont. That's just a little bit of shower activity, maybe right along the Canadian Maine border. Also, then we got shower and thunderstorm activity from Boston all the way down to back through Pennsylvania, through West Virginia, through the Carolinas, all the way down into the Florida Keys, all the way back into Mississippi, just east of Dallas, all the way back into eastern Kansas, also into Iowa, back into Wisconsin, also into southern Canada there as well. We have a yellow slashed hatched area there. That's some severe thunderstorm possible across portions of Arkansas and the portions of Tennessee and Kentucky, southern Missouri. Red slashed area there from Atlanta, maybe back in the portion of Tennessee and also in the portion of western North Carolina, upstate South Carolina. Maybe some flash flooding possible there as well. High pressure dominating southern Canada right there, all the way back in the portion of Montana, back into Nebraska, also back in the portion of northern Iowa, Wisconsin, also into Minnesota, North and South Dakota, portion of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas as well, down toward Dallas and Houston, dry weather. Also, high pressure is in charge over Mexico and Arizona and New Mexico as well. A little bit over here in portions of Washington and Oregon states as well. Shower and thunderstorm over southern southwestern portion of Canada, just east of Vancouver, toward the Seattle, Washington area, through Idaho, back into portion of Oregon and California. Also back into Utah, all the way back into portion of New Mexico, and also in the panhandle, northern panhandle of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, all the way back through Colorado and Wyoming, in the red slashed area there. Maybe some flash flooding, heavy rain possible around Denver and just south of there. West of Denver, some mixed precipitation there, maybe a little bit in northern Utah. Also over here in portions of western Wyoming and southern Montana. And also again over here in portions of California there as well. And that pretty much wraps it up. Like I said, Los Angeles and San Francisco may be in on some shower and thunderstorm activity as well. Alright, let's move on to the weather radar now across the nation. As you can see, we got scattered activity over portions of the northeastern United States, from southeast Canada back through Maine, all the way back into portions of Pennsylvania and West Virginia. Also down here off the Carolina coast, we've got some shower and thunderstorm activity over northern and central Florida, and more over here around the Bahamas and northern Cuba, scattered across Cuba, that is. Some scattered activity across around the Puerto Rico islands there as well. We got some scattered showers, maybe some storms also down here in Louisiana, back into portions of Mississippi, Arkansas, back over in portions of Oklahoma. More widespread shower and storms over here in portions of Kansas, Nebraska, all the way up to Montana, North Dakota, back over in southern Canada as well, northern Minnesota, southern Canada there as well, and also southwest Canada. More scattered to numerous showers expected over here in Washington State, back to Montana, Oregon, Idaho, back in the portions of California, Nevada, Utah, all the way back into Colorado, Texas, and southwest Texas, and scattered activity elsewhere. Guam radar currently unavailable. Still got some showers over here in portions of Alaska there as well, through the central and southern portion of Alaska. Hawaii and Chain Island looks a-okay. Alright, now let's move on to the watches, warning, and advisory maps for your location. We still going to have a lot of air quality alerts over here in portions of New York State, all the way back in the portion of Ohio, eastern Michigan, also southwestern Ohio, central and southwestern Ohio, central and southern Illinois, Indiana, also a little bit over here in portions of Illinois and Missouri, also in Tennessee, around Atlanta metro area and southwest of there. Also portion of Alabama, the Panhandle, Florida, portion of the Charlotte area, toward Hickory, North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham, toward the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Some air quality alerts there. Eastern Texas, southeast Texas, central Oklahoma. Also over here in eastern portion of Nebraska there as well, southwestern Arizona. Got a special marine warning there just east of coast of Florida. Also got special weather statements up here for relative humidity values, low, portion of northeastern portion of Wisconsin, and also in the portion of northern Michigan. We got some shower and thunderstorm activity for producing some special weather statements over northern Minnesota, eastern North Dakota, down here in portions of Kansas, eastern Colorado, portions of Kansas, also back into east and southwestern New Mexico, southern Texas, also over here in portions of California and Nevada. Still got those area rivers flooding going on in portions of South Dakota, North Dakota, also here in portions of Idaho, Nevada, southwestern portions of Arizona as well. We got a heat advisory over portions of southeast Texas. Also we got some scattered thunderstorms and severe weather, that is. Also across portion of North Texas, also into Kansas, also into Nebraska. We got some, like I said, air quality alert for eastern Nebraska there as well. Some flood advisories over portion of northwestern Arkansas. Some flood warnings in effect, like I said, for North Texas, also into portions of Kansas and Nebraska there as well. And also portion of Montana, got a flood watch in effect for southeastern Montana, central and northern Montana, northern Idaho, northern portion of Washington State, eastern Oregon and western Idaho there as well. Hydro issues also in effect for portion of Nevada. And also Alaska looks got a few special weather statements in y'all's vicinity across the state. And also got some gale warnings across the south portions of the Hawaiian chain islands. Alright, let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center overview page. As you can see, there's that scattered activity over the northeast where they got the general thunderstorms. Also down in the Bahamas and Cuba. Also down in the North Florida and the Panhandle of Florida. Also back into Louisiana. More widespread scattered activity, a portion of Minnesota, back to Montana, Washington State, back into California, through Utah and back down into Texas, northern Mexico as well. Marginal risk over the portion of Panhandle of Florida, all the way down to the east coast of Florida. Also in the portion of southwest Texas, all the way through the Panhandle of Texas as well. Eastern Colorado, all the way in the portion of Kansas and Nebraska there as well. And all the way back in the portion of Arkansas. Slight risk over here in portions of southwest Kansas, eastern portions, southeastern portions of Colorado as well. The convective outlook, you can see it a little bit better. There's the general thunderstorms in the lighter green areas, what I just mentioned. There's that marginal risk locations, and there's a slight risk also. Currently, no watches are in effect. The MDS is not in effect. Storm reports. Currently, as of this recording, 0 tornado report. Wind report, 6, 0 high. Hail report, 7, 0 large. So the total number, total number of reports currently as of this recording is 13. Alrighty, let's we're gonna go over the winds currently at this time. We have there's like 3 in North Florida, one like the 2 in northeast Florida, 1 in the Panhandle of Florida, also 1 in northern portion of Kansas, also 1 up here in portion of northeast North Dakota, and 1 over here in eastern Washington State. And the hail reports look to be over eastern portions of Nebraska, western Kansas, east southeast Kansas, and northern Texas for a large hail. Alright, let's move on to the fire weather. We have an elevated risk of fire weather over southwestern and southern portions of New Mexico and a little bit of western Texas there as well. As I see on the day 2 outlook, it still looks like it's in the same vicinity. Day 3 is a critical fire weather risk. Looks to stretch through southern Arizona, southeast Arizona, back in the southern portions of New Mexico as well. And let's go ahead and wrap this here up with the National Hurricane Center. This is the map here from the National Hurricane Center. Tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 48 hours. And I took a sneak peek at the forecast for the next 7 days. Nothing has been detected by the National Hurricane Center at this time. So currently, no tropical cyclones expected during the next 7 days. Alrighty, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and see if we can get them numbers climbing. And we will catch you back in the next one. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got.